There is an old scrap of paper. Yeah, sorry, I'm doing some reading. Is this? It appears to be another entry from Captain Reed's log. What does it say? Before I reach the Isle of Seiren, I must reveal the truth regarding the scouring by fire of the archipelago's villages. None were spared, certainly not the men, but women and children fell victim just as surely. The people curse the name of Captain Reed and blame me for those heinous acts, but I tell you, I'm innocent. The Alfaria is crewed mostly by victims of the slave trade, including myself. It seems the authorities did not appreciate us banding together and fighting to emancipate slaves that we could all stand free. The people of the archipelago accepted us and even took to calling us pirates of justice. Truly kind folk they were, and just as truly, it was the men of Greek's navy that put the villages to torch. Word later reached my ears that they did this to draw us out, to purge the gate sea of our ilk. I'd sooner wallow in horse manure for 100 days than obey those of so twisted sense of justice. But the people have suffered enough, and I would trouble them no further. After giving it much thought, I've decided to go to the naval headquarters and turn myself in. Adrian's here. No way. Not really what happened? The Captain Reed was a former slave, and his goal was to liberate other slaves. Now I get it. What do you mean? The name of the ship is the Alfaria. It means freedom in the Grecian tongue. I always wondered why the dreaded Captain Reed named his ship that. I heard it was a period of Greek's history in which they flourished through the slave trade. Perhaps he chose that name for his ship in order to send them a message. According to this log, he turned himself in out of concern for the safety of innocents. He sounded like an honorable man. Damn. Oh, is this just a spooky story ride? That creepy feeling is gone now. Shall we continue on then?
All right. Dice drafting. So, like I said, every round a pool of 6 dice gets rolled. You take turns with the opponent drafting.
Oh,
They add to your stats. You have 4 stats: attack, defense, accuracy, and speed, and the dice are color-coded to match those types. Meaning, if a die is red and it's rolled a 3, and you draft it, and you put it into your attack will go up by 3. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. You can also put that attack die in any other stat, but instead of adding 3, it'll just add +1.
Okay.
Now, you can only do that with a 2 through 6 roll.
They're going chicka chicka chicka.
Yeah, don't make that.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. So so if a die is a 1 +1,
Yeah.
you can only put it on the matching color.
Oh no, story time. This looks like the rest of Captain Reed's log. Read it. I want to know what happened. I'm held captive, and the Navy has sent a strange bearded pig to visit me. I'd not think the Navy to keep a pet for themselves, nor refer to it as captain. But for all its brutish smell, it spoke with words like a man, and told me that it wanted to negotiate. It instructed me to investigate an island where none have been able to safely approach. Yes, the famous Isle of Seiren.
Or infamous, even.
Famous, infamous, same thing basically, just one slightly a worse connotation. In exchange for investigating the island and returning alive, it would graciously release my entire crew from incarceration. I've always had a gift for spotting a liar by observing faces, and I don't trust that grotesque swine to keep its promise for a moment. But had I refused, I believed it would have kept its promise to hang my crew. Truly, we live in mad times. I reminded myself that I want to be a good man and agreed to be the pig's lickspittle. And so I find myself before the Isle of Seiren. So, Captain Reed did come to the Isle of Seiren. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Gotta say, this Captain Reed seems like a pretty crass fella.
Where are you?
The Isle of Saren. It's almost like he came here.
That little detail always stuck out to me as funny. Like,
I know. It's like, like, no shit, he's here. Where are you? The Isle of Saren. Where's Captain Reed's ship? The Isle of Saren. It's almost like he might have come here.
Could have. We'll never know for sure.
Never know for sure. Oh wait, no, we have a paper here confirming it. He's definitely here. That's rich coming from you. Even so, his anguish and is palpable, and you can tell he was mainly concerned for his crew. He was made the scapegoat of crimes he never committed, then used as a pawn. The people responsible for this past atrocity are a disgrace to the Greek Navy. Or Reed. If word got out about this, it could cause problems. As I recall, the Greek Navy has quite a sterling reputation. Looks calm the Glorio Greek on account of the traditions and discipline. Sometimes the darker shadows are cast by the light glory. True. Story time continues.
All right. So, not yet.
Yeah, we might as well keep going.
Now. So, there are also 2 other colors of dice that do not correspond to stats.
Yeah.
There is a yellow die, which the game calls a stamina die, which can be added to any stat for the full amount, and a wild die, which you don't know the color of until you draft it.
Right.
Which can be any of the previous 5 colors.
Right.
So that's the basics, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't explain the stats though. Attack. You have to beat the opponent's defense to deal damage.
Okay.
That's all that matters. You just have to beat the defense by 1 point. Going over that doesn't do anything different.
All right.
So that's those 2 stats. Speed determines who goes first.
Makes sense.
And the interesting stat is, what did they call it? Accuracy?
Yeah.
I believe they called it accuracy. And accuracy, the more points of accuracy you have, the more moves you have to choose from your move list for this round.
Interesting.
So in general, you start with 2 moves, and then you can go all the way up to your 7th move. If you have 7 accuracy.
Right.
They generally get stronger as they go up. And they also alternate via an attack and I guess you just call it a skill.
Story time. Oh boy. Let's read it. I have escaped the tentacle titan and set foot on the island to begin investigating. Unfortunately, the Alfaria is crewed this time by naught but rabble, barely worth their own weight in horse manure. The Navy picked these lot. They're criminals to a man, and experienced besides. Obviously, no seasoned sailor would agree to come near the Isle of Saren, but that changes nothing of this madness. One of the fools thought to mutiny and take my ship, but I put the boot to him and sent him in the water. I have too many rebellious men to contend with, to say nothing of the beasts of this island. I have not seen their like before. I'm continuing to investigate, but my progress is held back by some milady. Milady. Some malady. Some milady. There's some lady on this ship just stalling progress out. I'm tired, and I believe a fever has taken hold of me. Loath as I am to admit it, I may be in peril. Once I'm done with my writing, I will take to my bed and attempt to rest. That's where it ends. Tentacled a titan, does he mean the Oceanus? He must have been one hell of a sailor to make it ashore with a ship in one piece. Still, it sounds like things took a turn for the worse after he arrived. Must have contracted an illness. I wonder what happened to him in the end.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. 'Cause I'm gonna go backtrack and find all the stuff I left behind.
You should wait until you get a thing.
The door opened. Let's keep going. Wait, to backtrack?
Yeah, wait to backtrack until you
Okay.
get a thing. There's a thing that'll make it nice and easy.
Permanent killing of the enemies?
Treasure chest.
1 essence stone. All right, so
You're not allowed. Why don't you give up already? I've been told to investigate the island at Captain's orders. I think that's all that's kept me alive, really. But is there really a chance we'll get out of here with our lives? I don't know. But I'll do as the captain says. I have to believe there's a chance. Dead. Okay.
all right. There's another aspect to the combat that I hadn't yet revealed, and that you have a pool of stamina. Hence, well, I'll get to that. But you can basically, you have a pool of 10 stamina. You can apply 1 point of stamina to increase the stat by 1. And you can spend it all in 1 round if you feel like it. And that's why the stamina die are called that, because they can also be put into any stat. And the last thing that I didn't mention is that once you've drafted all of your dice, you can reorder what stats they go into, however you see fit, before making your attack or using your skill for the round.
Right.
But the enemy can do it too. And the tougher enemies will start reallocating their stats and using their own stamina in response to yours.
That's pretty
So
neat.
it gets really interesting. And that's the gameplay. It doesn't get any more complex than that, other than they introduce stamina and wildcard dice. And you have consumables and gear that you can pick up as the story goes along. And there are 4 characters,
Isn't this?
which I'll get to in a moment.
We're back on the deck somehow.
Even somehow we went up like a massive flight of
What's
stairs,
going
dude.
on?
Lost soul of a great pirate, pirate revenant. It's actually kind of eerie.
Ah!
A
God.
ghost of some sort? Be careful, everyone.
Revenant, to be specific. Looks different from the others. You don't say. It's almost like 20 times.
That me?
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so there's 4 characters, and I started now instead of at the beginning of the fight because I'm going to get interrupted as soon as this cutscene ends and switches to a different one.
Hey, we can upgrade our stuff
It
further.
just keeps happening. So this time, I'm gonna just force it to happen. So you see, there's 4 characters. You start as Fleet, who doesn't have any special qualities that I could think of. They're like the tutorial character.
Story time. There's an old scrap of paper inside this chest. Let's read it. My health grows worse by the day. I am overcome by some unusual sickness. It appears that this fever is something only found on this island. I received word that my family has escaped and taken refuge on a small island in the Gate Sea. But my mates, the real crew of the Elfaria, still await my return. It is entirely possible that they are already... It is entirely possible that they are all dancing the hempen jig already. But I will not give up, not so long as I believe I have a sliver of a chance of succeeding. In addition, some of those here have come to admire me, fools that they are. I'd like to see them return safely as well, so I must stay the course. Worthless fool that I am. I've never been known to surrender or accept defeat. Not even if I should weather the bones in dust. At the end, above the page, the increasingly illegible handwriting abruptly cuts off. Looks like the entry ends here. Just a second. Is that a second page? Oh boy, more story time. Huh? No way. That's a sea chart of the waters around the Isle of Seiren. I received the area map. What's that doing here?
That map be useless to me now.
Oh no, the ghost is speaking to me.
Why don't you lubbers
The ghost has also seen Treasure Island. Yar.
Yar har.
Ghost. And your arm. Are you? Aye. Oh, I were once the man known as Cotton Reed.
All right, here's your 7th party member.
A ghost and a time traveler, huh?
Just a fool of a freak.
Not really though.
Made the
Okay.
scapegoat by the nation.
It would have been
and
awesome,
set
but no.
adrift to die like a dog.
You're the Captain Reed? But you're supposed to be dead.
Do you not see his translucence?
You read me long, didn't you? You be knowing enough.
I'm now imagining everything he wrote down carved into a log.
Oh no. Why is it all... God dang it. That's
Ship's
actually...
log.
It's just the mass of the ship.
Yeah, yeah, ship's log.
A bloody fever. And I died with anger still festering in me heart.
Meot.
Because of that, my soul lost its way and began roaming the world of the living. And with it, the Eleftheri.
How is this even happening?
But I got a hold of myself again. All 'cause ye lovers been some sense into me. Ye have me thanks, you do.
It's no big deal, really. You're a humble lad, but you got potential, you do. And you got your crew, and your crew still got a rough sail ahead of you. I made the sea chart back when I was still trying to escape the island. Should it prove useful to you? You're right. This my head is just dying with all these contractions and the ELD. You're right. This is info about the reefs and currents surrounding the island. Is this the Oceanos' migration path? It has that information too? This chart has all kinds of detailed information. A lot of work went into putting this thing together. Oh, it sounds like you know a thing or two about the sea yourself. Ahoy, you there. You talking to me? The hair color of yours. You're from Crete, aren't you? Yeah. I'm from Crete. Must be fate. Well, pay it no mind then. Now then, I suppose I'll be taking you back to shore. One last voyage for the affair. Blah, blah, blah.
All right, so that was Fleet, just, you know, standard. This is how you play the game character, and then the other 3 modify that.
Gotcha.
You get Hamir, I guess. So he can't use his stamina. Instead, he gets a stamina die every turn, equal to half of his stamina amount. And he loses 2 stamina when he connects with an attack. and he gains 2 stamina when he blocks or dodges an attack. So that's his gimmick.
Suppose it be time now.
Captain Reed, are you saying goodbye?
Hi, Freed Souls. Avast, you sea dog.
Huh? What do you want with me?
Don't be letting the wind fill up your sails, just 'cause ye have that map there. We best not be crossing paths in the underworld anytime soon, you hear me?
Sure. Whatever you say, sir.
Adel, was it? I'm sure you've seen many a sight on this here isle. There be all manner of beasts, ruins, and hidden wonders buried here, waiting to be found. I weren't able to uncover all this isle's secrets, but I've a hunch that he'll be able to find them all. Seems to me you found yourself a fascinating crew member already, eh, lad?
Huh?
Pardon?
How dare you, Adol? How absolutely dare you? What just happened?
What are you talking about?
I'm so upset.
Well, what happened?
I'm not even going to acknowledge it, other than my astonishment at the gall of the writers.
Though an ocean of time separates us, we be part of the same crew, fighting to escape this isle's clutches. So batten down your hatches. All of ye, you'll weather this storm and survive. Farewell.
That voice actor probably had a lot of fun with those lines.
Yeah.
He's gone. Ship's sinking too. Why is it always that bridge? I wish Reed got to stay longer. He seemed a bit gruff, but in a charming sort of way. I felt like he kept singling me out for some reason. Maybe he liked you. Strange, I grew up hearing what a bad guy Captain Reed was. But that sea chart he gave us was very helpful, and I think we've taken a major step toward getting off this island. Yeah, let's head back to the village and let everyone know. No.
All So, time for the big trivia.
Big trivia.
Yeah. So the captain there seemed weirdly interested in Sahad.
Yeah.
There's an implication that they might be related.
Related.
Yeah.
Huh. Is it just because they're from the same place?
Reed's not from there.
Huh. Where is it implicated?
When he was
Oh.
just anyway, don't die. Wait, did you miss the items in here?
Yeah.
No, you can travel back. You can travel back. Go warp to one of those, or both of them, but not that one. Go get your items. They're not gonna lock you out of them. Maybe it's the other one. That's gonna be. You got all those. That one right there. It's behind you. You have to come at it from the door over there.
Which is probably through the middle of there.
No, over there. Yeah, maybe you did lose
If
it.
you down and come up above.
Oh no, it's not that you lost it. It's that you can't get it until later now, I think.
Yeah, until I get the...
Try warping to the other spot. So not the crew quarters, but the deck house. Anything over here?
No.
Oh, what if you go down? This is where you were.
Mm-hmm.
Now... Alright, we'll have to come back later.
Yep.
Not that big of a deal, considering I think it's only useful at this zone and maybe one other. Alright, back to Dungeons of Aether. The next character is Slade. His deal is that he's very fast.
Whoa. Hold on. Right now? That was weird.
What happened?
Oh, my audio engine decided to like die or something. The voice meter.
Oh,
I just have to refresh it and it's fine, but that's strange that happened.
Yeah, that is weird. But okay, so Slade. His deal is that he's very fast, and his he only gets 1 defense, no matter what the value of a defense die is. But to trade off, as long as he's faster than his opponent and has 5 or more stamina, 3 or more stamina, he'll dodge the enemy's attack and consume 3 stamina.
Right.
So he just goes in, goes fast, kills as quickly as possible, worry about the stamina later.
Thanatos and Sahan, both highly knowledgeable about the sea, thoroughly examined the sea chart that Alden brought back. It had information on the surrounding seas and reef formations, and most importantly of all, the Oceanus' migration route. With this useful information, the castaways began to feel a sense of renewed hope. And so... where is it? Right here. Of course. What's it mean? It's only natural that the Oceanus would make its nest somewhere along its migration route. According to the chart, it seems to have multiple travel routes. Using that, we can determine where its nest is located. So we need to determine the one area its routes all have in common, and then that area just happens to be... oh, I get it now. Very sharp, ladies. The one area where its routes all meet is the Archaeozoic Chasm. Oh, you mean the giant whirlpool that's over there? It's definitely a story location. It's totally there, right? Can't be.
They would never.
They would never. Is there a connection between the Oceanus and the chasm? There's no way of knowing. It could just be a coincidence. But there's a strong likelihood that it's well somewhere around there. At all. The next thing we need to do is come up with a strategy to take out the Oceanus. At last. We can finally avenge the Lombardia. I hope Captain Barbaros is watching us. And did you know anything about the chasm? It literally didn't exist. What's wrong? Headache? I'm sorry, I just don't remember much about it. You okay? Yes. That place must be really important to give me such a splitting headache, which means I shouldn't be afraid to face whatever is waiting for me. Spoken, a true maiden. That has nothing to do with this. I just know that I can't keep relying on you and others like I have been. Even if my memories and are things I'd rather not remember. I'll need to restore them so I can be myself again. Alright, we got a lot to do right now, but I'll leave the investigation of the chasm to you, Adol. If you need help with anything, let us know. Looks like the turning point was within sight for his castaways. So, we need to get to that chasm. How are we supposed to cross the ocean to get it? Unlike the shallow waters here, the Oceanus lives somewhere in those deep waters. we'll end up like a stuffed shirt, and we'll end up like that stuffed shirt Carlin if we try to get there by boat. Maybe we should have hitched a ride on Captain Reed's ship. Maybe we should have, but it's too late now. A chasm is where the royal palace of Eternia used to be. I mean, above the ocean? Yes. It was a beautiful structure, known then as the Pearl of the Gate Sea. Its substructure is underwater, and I heard it leads directly to the ocean floor. The royal family had essence equipment they would use to move about freely underwater. Are any of them still intact? But the palace doesn't exist anymore. Could the chasm be somehow connected to the palace's disappearance? No way! Can't say. There's no point in discussing this further. I mean, obviously, Hummel, you're clearly on topic here, like on point, because there's no point in discussing this, because obviously the giant hole in the ocean floor is definitely has something to do with the fact that there is no longer a massive palace there.
What? No.
We should just see it for ourselves. Professional transporter must always know the lay of the land. We're not transporters. But otherwise, I agree with that idea. Huh? What is it? The crystal's glowing. What does this mean? The ley lines there speaking to us. Not sure why, but the Earth's essence seems to be reinvigorated. It might be able to warp now. Warp? The method of instantation. You mean the thing that we've been doing this entire time?
No, you've been fast traveling. You actually had to walk.
Oh, I see. What? I think I think I saw you utilize that method of travel when we saw your memory. That's right. It might be just easier to show you. Please stay still, everyone. Keeping us up, Scotty. Board the Starship Enterprise.
Oh?
What? Nani? We're back at the ruins in the northern region of the island. What just happened? We were transported. I'm a professional. Obviously. I'm perfectly fine with this.
Payment now.
I pay you now.
Pay Hummel now.
You experienced a warp. You can instantly travel to any location just by focusing on it. I'm sure you can warp anywhere where you found crystals or scenic views. Are you the only one who can warp? No, anyone can warp as long as they have this crystal ring. I mean, the one single ring that I have and no one else can have ever again. Because the total way to craft it has been lost to all of time in history. If only there was a time traveler that could show you exactly how to craft it with these materials that I have exactly the recipe for right here.
That would never happen.
Never happen. Does it only work on this island? Yes, I believe so. How unfortunate. My transporting days are long. Need of help. No, I couldn't call myself a transport if I depend on such a crutch. Aaron Hummel.
He's the best.
Though they were skeptical at first, everyone came around to it after they literally were teleported. Thanatos and Oiron have begun working on a way to recreate Dan's crystal ring. After seeing them off, Adel and the others readied themselves to travel to the northern area of the capital. This should make it much easier to gather materials to build the ship. You gotta stuff logs into your pockets so they can be counted on for your warp.
Now for the game explanation.
Added to the map, increasing your travel options, you can also warp to any location points that you have discovered. Cool.
Location points.
Like these.
Yes, you can now teleport to green triangles.
Sweet.